everyone, and welcome back to another Sims build video in the Deligracy Buildcrest challenge. So far I have done the open plan lot, as you can see here, for the Anderson sisters, with their tiny home and their big garden. But today I was debating on what I wanted to do next. There were some that I know I could do pretty easily, and some that are going to be tougher. And I thought that perhaps if I did the tougher ones first, like this one here, the terrain build challenge, then maybe it'll be easier for me to get through it, I would think. Seems counterintuitive, but I'm going to go with it anyway. So the rules for this challenge are that you can't really change the terrain that's there, except for small things, and then you just kind of have to work with the terrain that's there. So I started out by putting down walls for the build that I wanted to make. The sim that I have in mind to live here is actually an elder sim, and she's a spellcaster, and so I thought it would be neat to build kind of a little cabin in the woods type lot. Here I am trying to build some different pieces for it. If I'm building a shape like an octagon or diagonal, I tend to pull it away from where it's eventually going to go, and then placing it later. So here's more of that, and I'm just trying to make sure it's the size that I want and the shape that I want. I'm building on to the front there, and removing some walls, bringing it in a little bit, and then I'm copying that octagon to make her tower. So this main piece is her cabin, this is where she lives, and then this is her tower. So as I was saying, the sim that lives here is an elder. She's a spellcaster, and her story goes that she was living on this lot with some fishing ponds and kind of a sweet little cabin with her husband, and then her husband fell ill. And so she kind of dove into the world of spellcasting in an effort to save him, and it didn't work. So she took down a lot of what was there in an attempt to kind of have her own place where she could be alone with her healing. And she wants to continue her craft, her spellcasting, and so she has her main cabin where she does her resting and her reading, and then she's got her tower where she practices all her magic. And I know that some of you who've watched me make builds before, you're thinking, geez, Jenny Lee, what's with all the tragic backstories? Well, tragic backstories make for good builds for me. They make for interesting gameplay, I feel like. So yeah, that's a thing that I do. So now I'm just putting in some windows. For certain builds like this and kind of old-fashioned builds, I like to use the Strangerville windows and doors. I just think they're kind of neat. And here I am adding some roof trim. And I decided I did want to put a chimney on this, though it took me a while to figure out what type I wanted. I tried these vents and decided they looked kind of goofy, so I went with the stone chimney. I looked at a few different options before I decided on that one. And then I'm going to put small windows in, and then I realized I hadn't turned on move objects, so I fixed that. There we go. And then I decided to put some of these taller windows in the top of the tower, so she can have light while she's working, but nobody can see in there what she's doing. Spooky and mysterious. Okay, so now I'm just adding some different roofing. I decided to change up the staircases. I wanted something a little darker. And then I went to try and filter the darker sorts of foundations, so I got that going. And then it came time to build the outside fence. She is very much a loner. She wants no interactions with the outside world, or at least as little as possible. So I thought, the iron fencing and the big iron gate would be intimidating. Now I'm taking these indents in the terrain and turning them into ponds. Decided that, and here I'm changing the grass because, as I have mentioned in my previous video, I do not like the neon grass in Buildcrest. So now I'm putting in some kind of dirt and stone pathing in various spots for her to walk on. And I'm changing the water. Decided I didn't like that one. I'll go with some of these murkier waters. And now I've decided to really start into the landscaping and to add all the trees. This was tricky because I wanted the house to be concealed as much as possible, but I didn't want the trees to get into the way of the gameplay. And so the Granite Falls pines kind of really come in clutch here. So they're tall, they do tend to block a lot of stuff, but once you get past them, it's not too hard for gameplay. So here I am just kind of lining the lot with them. Prevent any looky-loos from trespassing too much. And just adding more and more trees. And a nice little trick that I've found is if you hold down the shift key when you're placing things like trees or bushes or smaller pieces, you can actually just copy it without having to reselect it in the menu. So I thought that was a neat trick. I did want to add a couple of larger trees in the center, and then I wanted to give her a little sitting area, much like I did the Anderson sisters. So I got one of the trees with the lanterns in it. Here I did leave one fishing sign. I tried to add more water in some of the ponds. It kind of worked, but I kind of ended up having to adjust them later. Added some other trees. Another ground cover. And then here is an area where she can garden, so I was putting in some stairs down here to this little patch. Adding some railings for safety, adding a little bit of fencing for safety. Walkway spray paint. And here I decided to add some outdoor lights. And then I took these little lanterns and I kind of move objects, made them into lanterns for the railings. I thought it looked kind of neat. Put any by the gate. There we go. Okay, so now I'm putting them over here as well. And I found I have to add a little fence piece in order to put them on the bottom for some reason. So it's just kind of like an extended railing. So she's an elder, she needs the extra support, to be honest. At least that's how I thought. So adding more little lanterns. And then over here is going to be her garden patch. Fixing more of the ponds. And then instead of doing the garden right away, I decided to work more on the ponds. And I thought since she's a spellcaster, it might be interesting to add some of those crystals from Realm of Magic into the water. And the idea behind that is that maybe in order to increase her power, she stole some of the crystals from the magic realm, and then she tried to hide them in the water, but they grew in the water. So they're not completely out of the water, but they're still mostly submerged, but they're now kind of poking out of the water. I thought that was a neat idea. Sounds a little strange, I bet, but I kind of liked it. Kind of as the source of her current powers, as such as they are. And there I thought the pond was overflowing a little bit, so I lowered it again. Going back for more crystals. water. There we go. And now we can get started on the garden. Oh, I tried to put a fountain in there and decided I didn't like it. And for some reason I was looking at bridges. I don't know what came over me in that moment. So now we're putting out little garden beds. I would have her do it directly on the ground, but she's an elder. I thought it would be better to have raised beds for her. And then I went in the debug and I grabbed a bunch of different plants. I wanted to make sure that I included some magical plants. So I looked for some of that first off. And it took me a while to find it. And for some reason I thought that big tree might be cool, but it's way too big. There we go. There's the magic herbs. I'm going to put them in there. And that's really all there seems to be. So now I'm trying to find other sorts of things to put in there. I got a death flower, some of the more expensive flowers, dragon fruit, some of the herbs from the herbal skill. But I put those in there, so maybe she makes up herbal remedies as well as her potions. And then I did some vegetables for cooking. Garlic to ward off vampires. You know, the usual things. Some other herbs. Elderberry and whatnot. It's not always easy to find this stuff in debug because you can kind of search, like you can search for the hidden objects, but you can't search for the live edit objects. So it gets kind of tricky. You end up with a lot of stuff. And here I was trying to type chamomile and realized I couldn't spell it. I found it anyway. So I set all that up for her to plant, and then I came over here and I decided to put together the sort of sitting area. And terrain paint for that. And then I was checking what it looked like at night. Kind of moving around, checking everything out. I was trying to find a way to kind of, make this look overgrown, because I feel like, she's not keeping a manicured lawn. She's keeping her garden area neat, but like she doesn't really want the rest of the yard to look neat. She wants it to look like it's not something people want to come around. So I found this tall grass from, what is that? The Salvadorada. Why can't I remember the name of the pack? I don't know. But it's that pack. It's the one with Salvadorada in it. And I'm putting in this grass pretty much everywhere, especially along the edges, so that it looks kind of rough and nobody should want to come in here. And then I ended up covering up the mushrooms. Oh well. I decided I didn't really care about that too much. I did leave a space open near the garden area in case she wanted to expand her planting. But I pretty much filled in grass, and I kind of made it overgrow outside the fence a little bit. Maybe the HOA gets on her case. Maybe she doesn't care. So just adding so much grass, all the grass. Jungle Explorer. I think that's the name of the pack. Why couldn't I remember the name of the pack a minute ago? I don't know. Anyway, just adding all the grass. So much grass. She does not care about a well manicured lawn. So now from here, I concentrated on the inside of the build and started to add in some lights. That light is way too big, so I shrunk it down. Didn't realize till later that it still didn't look quite right. Here I wanted to section off, so I sectioned off the kitchen, and then that octagonal spot is going to be her bed and bath, and I wanted to put in the bookshelf So in case somebody did come to visit her house, that they wouldn't be able to see her room right away. And then I was looking at various bookshelves to kind of make it blend in, and that's when I landed on this one. And so I was trying to arrange them so that it looked like it was one, big continuous kind of bookcase, such that her door would more blend in with it. And then I put up some pretty wallpaper with some paneling. I was looking at floors, put in a dark wood floor. Started looking for kitchen tile. Settled on some plain black tile. And then I marked off half of that for the bathroom. And then I put up some pretty tall, like half wall, to kind of demarc between bed and bath. And then I started putting in fixtures. I wanted to give her a tub. And I first wanted to set it there, but then I realized it wouldn't quite work the way the room was made. So I tilted it, and then I started putting in cabinets for her vanity. And then placing the sink was a little awkward, but I finally got it. One of the things I've been doing lately with these builds is I've been furnishing and then decorating. And what I try to do is I try to furnish the whole build and then decorate a room at a time. And it doesn't always work because I have ADHD, so I tend to, oh, I should put this here. Oh wait, I see this thing in the build by mode. This should go in here, and then I just kind of dart around everywhere. I mean, eventually it all gets built, but it's kind of distracting. Alright, so now I'm adding wall treatment in the bed and bath. Added some higher dividers. Now I'm putting in her bed and having trouble figuring out where I wanted to place the bed. Finally decided to place it over here. And then I thought it would be kind of neat, since she likes, kind of likes seclusion, to kind of make it look like a poster bed, like a 4-poster type deal. So I put in these columns, and then I put in walls to start with, because I needed walls to be there in order to put the curtain up. And so it took me a minute to figure out which curtains I wanted to use. I tried to use that, but it did not look right. So I ended up picking different curtains, like this set from Cats and Dogs. And then I took down the wall, and then I changed the other wall into a partial wall, like the ones that go into the bathroom. The same trim. So now it looks like she's got a little sectioned off 4-poster bed that she could close the curtains on if she wanted to. And then she's got a little light above that she can flip on and off. And then I was trying to pick out a dresser. That was way too big for the space. So I ended up going with this smaller, old-fashioned one. And there I am, adjusting things. Realized I hadn't put a mirror in here, so I decided to put one of the Realm of Magic mirrors in there. Put a rug next to the bed, and a rug in the bathroom. Decided I needed an archway for the kitchen, put that in. And then I was trying to figure out how I wanted to set up the living room, and this went through a few changes. At first I thought, she's got her TV and she's got her old-fashioned chair. I thought, she might want a fireplace, so I put up a fireplace and a rocking chair for knitting. And then I was looking for a knitting basket that she could use, and I put that in there. And then I was looking for a painting to put above the fireplace, and it took a while for me to decide on something. I put one up, and then I decided to get the curtains for the living room, and those actually worked pretty decently, so put those up. And then trying to put together like a little window seat, which ended up changing in the end, but I'll get to that in a minute. Looking for plants. I am trying to add more plants to my builds. I am not good about plants. I think it's because I struggle with plants myself. Just because I don't have the greenest of thumbs doesn't mean my Sims wouldn't, so I should try to add more plants in my builds. So I'm trying to do that. Then I was putting together some rugs. That was way too big. So I was putting together some ideas there. Looking for something. Yeah, that kind of looked okay for the moment. Sized it down. Then I moved down to the kitchen. It took me a while to decide what I wanted to use for kitchen tile. Decided I wanted to use the Realm of Magic appliances, but I wanted the Snowy Escape cabinets because I liked the fact that they're shelving, and because this build isn't very big, I liked having the idea of the shelving storage. And I put cabinets up there. Then the smoke detector. Decided I'd put a little dining table over here. The various ones. I wanted a small one for sure. This kind of looked old-fashioned. I thought it worked. And then I wanted a little vase of flowers. That's too big. Yeah, that one's okay. And a little rug. And so now I'm looking at the tower. And the tower was pretty complicated. You can see I'm trying to get stairs in, and because I had put them at medium wall height, having stairs up one way and then stairs up another way got to be a little difficult. So what I ended up doing was I ended up making them shorter, and then the top row was still medium height. So then it became easier to put stairs up. And at first I thought, if I angled them it would look neat and be easy, but nah, it didn't really work, so I had to go back to straight stairs. And then I ended up having to flip those around. There we go. And then you could come up one and then turn right around and go back up. And then I realized that size of octagonal room on the top wasn't going to be enough. It wasn't going to be big enough for all that I wanted to give her up there. So I decided to make it a little weird, but still, I guess, quasi-realistic by putting some columns around the bottom part of the build to kind of hold up the top part because it's so much bigger than the rest of the tower. It's kind of weird. I had to move the trees in order to see what I was doing. It's kind of weird, but I feel like when you see it, once it's, all there, it kind of works. And then I moved the windows around. And then from here, I decided to, fence off the stair areas so that, for safety. And then I was adding railings. I was adjusting the columns, making sure that everything looked reasonably sturdy. And then I was putting some tiling on the inside, some stone flooring, because this is, you know, the spooky magic tower. It's got to be spooky. And then I went back downstairs. Wanted to put in some lights, and it took me a while to find them, but I wanted to put in the lights from Vampires pack, you know, the kind of candles. Yeah. Again, we're going for old-fashioned and spooky here, so I figured it would work. So putting those along the walls, and then putting them, you know, up here with the windows. I did take windows off the one side because I wanted to put the Realm of Magic fireplace up. So that wall couldn't have a window. And then I was putting up draperies for those from the Realm of Magic pack. I kind of like them. You know, as interesting as they are, I kind of like them. Oh, I missed one. There we go. And then I got the crystal fireplace. And then I was looking for... I was looking for the cauldron. Yeah, and then I finally found it. Then here, I wanted to give her some good storage. So I was putting these boxes along the walls here. So they were little cubbies. And then I was careful to make sure that they all lined the wall and they didn't look too strange. And then I was looking for a side table for this side to put her wand case on, which it wouldn't snap to it, so I had to, you know, move objects, cheat to put it up there. And then I was looking for other Realm of Magic stuff since I had the hidden objects on and things like that. I was looking for other sorts of decorative stuff to put up. I wanted this to feel very like mystical and magical, and then I was trying to determine what familiar type orb to give her. Ended up going with the dragon, and that didn't fit on there. Picked up the hanging herbs. I wanted the little cabinet. And I had moved the lights up. Sometimes you gotta make these little adjustments. And then I started filling it with various Realm of Magic potion items. I figure her whole thing is that she's gonna be a potion maker. You know, she does spells, but she really likes making potions, and she makes a lot of potions. You know, there's a big demand for her potions, especially, you know, age reversal potions. You know, that's kind of what she's become known for. So, you know, celebrities in Del Sol Valley are always asking her for potions and saying, "Hey, I want to reverse my age, or I want to go back to the start of my age. So, please give me a potion so that I can stay young." And so that's what they do. They pay top dollar for her to give them potions. And so now I'm just putting up crystals and metals and things that she might need for her magic. All in these little cubbies for storage. And again, I never know all the names of these things, and so I just kind of search for them because they're kind of out of order. But I tried to get all of them in there so that if she ever needed anything, she had it. And then I got a little keepsake chest for her. And then I was just kind of searching for more crystals and metals and things. And I wanted to fill that space in front of the window, but I had run out of that stuff, so I decided to go into debug go into the realm of Magic Debug and get some of the books. So I put some books in different tones along there. Tome of Rejuvenation. Yeah, that seems like that'd be a good thing for her to have. With her speciality. And then I gave her a broom and a wand. I picked out her wand and I put it in the wand case. And I decided that would go downstairs, that giant one, and then I put another one up here under her cauldron. And then, because I had made the room bigger, I needed to make the roof bigger. And then I put up a chimney for her fireplace. I thought I would put a chair over here, but then I realized with the way the stairs and everything are set up, she'd never be able to get to it, so I just removed it. And then it occurred to me that if she's in her tower doing magic, she's an old lady, what if she needs to get to the bathroom? And so that's when I decided that I would portion off this area, and then I'd make a little bathroom over here. And then she'd have a bathroom. She could go downstairs to the bathroom if she needed to, rather than having to go all the way back to her house. I put a little shower there, just in case she needed to rinse off from the effects of a spell gone wrong. And moving that rug around got really annoying. You see I move it several times. So I considered the tower done for the moment, and then that's when I remembered that the sim that I had created for this actually has 2 cats. And I thought, well, I better get rid of that window seat area and just, get all the cat stuff and put it in here. So I did some rearranging. Took me a while to properly place the litter box. No, I don't want it in the kitchen. Litter box does not go in the kitchen. So I was moving stuff around slightly so that the litter box could go in the bathroom there. And I did play test this, by the way. And I decided to move that stuff over so that the kitty tower can go there. Change up the colors. Decided that I didn't really like this 2-seater spot, so I left the rocking chair over there. And then I had to adjust the windows because I realized I had shortened walls on the first floor. So I fixed that real quick. And then I decided to put a wall mount TV up. So she has her TV and her fireplace. And then over here I decided I would put a couch. And I wanted a comfy couch. Because she's got all these books and she's got these big bookshelves, and I thought it would be nice for her to have a place where she can sit and read, or she could curl up for a nap. And then that rug was annoying me, so I got a different rug. Then I was looking at wall decor. Saw this wreath I thought looked interesting. Realized the window coverings did not really work because, again, I had to shorten the walls, so I picked other ones. I thought about trying to put cobwebs in to make it look spooky, and then I realized she doesn't want spooky inside, she just wants spooky outside, so I got rid of that. And then I just decided to put books everywhere. Because she's an avid reader. She writes in a journal, so she's got books here, there, and everywhere. And so now I've come into the bedroom, bathroom area to try to decorate it a little bit. Gotta have the toilet paper. Gotta have towels and toothbrushes and all the, you know, the bathroom accoutrement. So that's another instance right there of, oh, I saw the broom and dustpan, and that needs to go somewhere but not here. So I'm gonna go place that real quick, and then I'm gonna come back to the bathroom. That is me. That is how I build. So I was looking at different things that I could put in, like the soap dish and, you know, hair dryer, you know, assorted toiletries that, you know, even though she's an older lady, even though, you know, you might not think that she cares about these things, she really does. She just doesn't show it to other people because she doesn't like other people. And then again, I saw the coat rack. It was like, oh, the coat rack should go in here, but it should go over here. Okay, back to the bathroom. And I put in some paintings. Put in some other sort of wall decor. Size those down, move the light. And then come here, put some others elsewhere. Oh, time to decorate the kitchen. Okay, well, we gotta have an herb drying rack, definitely. Gotta have some aprons, so I'm gonna hang those up next to the broom and dustpan. Oh, here's a garden hose, and now I'm gonna go outside and put the garden hose, you know, attached to the fence. Because I saw it, so I had to go place it. I wonder about myself sometimes. And I was looking at the pet food and then realized it was dog food, so probably didn't work in this instance because she has cats and not dogs. So now I'm just putting in various kitchen stuff. Bucket for cleaning supplies over in the corner. Jars of preserved peppers and other things, pots, pans, dishes, the like. A little cookie jar. Oh, there's the umbrella stand that I suddenly saw and had to place. Oh, yeah, toiletries again. Oh, wait, that goes in the bathroom. Okay, back to the kitchen. And then cookbooks I thought I'd put up there, but then I realized, no, that's not a nice place to put something for an older lady. So I put a cat up there instead. Cat statue. And then I put those over there so that she could cook in the center. And then I thought that this area under the stairs here might be okay for storage. And then I realized I hadn't put any lamps over here on the outside, so I decided to fix that. And now here I am getting things ready. I'm putting lot treats on there, private dwelling, good soil, and peace and quiet. Decided against any lot challenges. There's my sim that's going to live here. And then I'm renaming the lot. And I decided that there were a couple things I wanted to add last minute as I thought of them. I was looking specifically for the mailbox, first of all, so there's the mailbox. And then I was looking for, gotta add terrain paint. I was looking for a no trespassing sign, and apparently this does not exist in The Sims. So I found the closest thing I could find to it, and it's basically just like a caution sign, but I'm treating it like it's a no trespassing sign. So I'm, installing it, putting it along the fence in various areas so Sims know, hey, don't come here, don't trespass here, this place is not for you. Keep out. And you'll see there were a few things I forgot, like I forgot the kitchen sink, but you'll see some of these things on the tour. I fixed them before I bring you in the tour. So here we are touring the build, coming in the main gates, and you can see all of these trees and the ponds with the crystals poking out of them, all the overgrown areas. And then, yeah, there's more ponds with the crystals poking out of them, and you can kind of see the garden beds off in the distance. And then coming up the first set of stairs, you can see the cat Luna kind of coming out of the house and going to explore the yard. And there's her little nature sitting spot. She can sit under the tree and read because of the lanterns. And she can put fish to fish if she decides she wants to. She might need fish for a potion. And there's the big pond with the big crystals. Gives her her powers. And then here's the steps down to the garden area. You can see there's a cat sleeping there. That's Rascal. So she's got Luna was a female cat, then she's got Rascal that's a male cat. And she's planted all her plants. And then you come around here, back around toward the front of the house. So there's the cabin. Looks kind of spooky at night, definitely. So you come up the steps and in the door, and you're immediately in the living room. So she's sitting at her couch, you're reading a book, and she's got all these books, these giant bookshelves. And you can see, she's got her rocking chair and her knitting and her TV and stuff for her cats. I forgot cat beds. That was one of the things I added just before the tour, was the cat beds. And she's filled up the kitty dishes. So there's spots for her kitties. And then here's the kitchen. I've realized I forgot a sink, so I put the cookbooks in the sink over there. And then she's got all her cooking space and all her stuff. So that's the kitchen. And I think it's actually a really cute kitchen. So now we're going to come back out through the living room and go beyond the TV, go through this little hidden bookshelf door and into her bedroom, which is, a little tight, a little cramped, but it's also kind of cozy in a way. I don't know why that one column turns the way it does. But there's her bed with the curtains that she could close and kind of, close herself off, kind of hide if she decides to. And then this is her bathroom. Camera's a little wonky there. And so she's got her nice big bathroom, kind of big. She decided she wanted more space in the bathroom. And then there's the kitty litter box. Art on the walls in the mirror there. And you come back out, go back across the living room, and back through the kitchen, and out the kitchen door, which takes you to the stairs to the tower. Up here. Come into the magical tower. Through the door. So here's where you enter. She's got the stairs up. We've got some storage area under the stairs. And then this is her little tower bathroom. Very simple. Sink and toilet and little in-the-wall shower in case she needs it. In case any of her spells go awry. And I'm just going to go up now because trying to do the camera up the stairs is tricky. So there's a second level just plane, and we go back up the stairs, and we come out here to the magic hall, her big magic area and her tower where she does everything. There's her cauldron for her potions and her cabinets and ingredients all throughout along the walls. Her chest where she hides her most precious treasures. And then her wand and her familiar orb. She's got some books up here. All her metals and crystals and some of the potions that she's made. Her potion samples. And the camera's being weird. So there's all her sample potions. And then her fireplace, and the camera's being weird again. I don't really know why. But that's the tower. This is where she does all her magic. Kind of her space up and away from the world. I'm gonna come back out here. I have play tested this, like I said, and that's when I caught, not having the kitchen sink, and I caught not having the cat beds, so I fixed those. And I think it's a neat build. So now I'm going to go into build mode. Kind of cycle through so you can see it in the daytime. And I wanted to actually have it in the daytime before I upload it to the gallery. So put in the description and added as 1 bedroom, 2 bathroom. I'm going to connect to the gallery because I got disconnected. There it is, it's up in the gallery. And I need to check to see if she's in the gallery. I think she is. Where is she? I'm going to create a sim. Oh, yep, yeah, she's there. Somebody's downloaded her already. Oh, that's cool. So, she's up in the gallery with her 2 kitties. And that's it. That is my terrain build for the Deligracy Buildcrest challenge. Made the witch's hut in the forest. kind of an interesting build, maybe a little cliche, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed putting it all together, and I hope you enjoyed it too, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I will have more to come. I believe next is the build right next to it, which is the use the items build. So look forward to that, and I will see you guys in the next video for the Deligracy Buildcrest challenge. Subscribe if you like it, leave me a like, leave me a comment if you feel like you want to, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.